In this lesson, we're going to learn about the surface area of prisms and cylinders. First off, we need to clarify between right and oblique. So a right prism looks like this, and a right cylinder looks like this. As you can see, they're just standing straight up, pretty normal. An oblique prism looks like this, and an oblique cylinder looks like this. As you can see, the main difference is that the oblique shapes are slanted, and that's the only difference. Surface area is the sum of the areas of the bases and the lateral faces of a space figure. So as you can see in the diagram, the area includes the area inside as well. The surface area is only what's on the surface. And one way to find the surface area of a space figure is to find the area of the net, and you measure the surface area in square units. So let's try finding the surface area of the rectangular prism using the net. As you can see in the three-dimensional shape, our length is 20, which means that our length here on the net is also going to be 20. And it'll be 20 all the way down because it maintains the same length on each side. Another way that we can find the surface area of a prism is to use the lateral area and the base areas. The lateral area of a prism is the sum of the area of the lateral faces. Remember that lateral faces is just a fancy name for the side faces. So our lateral area is equal to the perimeter of the base, so basically all of this, the perimeter, times the height, which we see here. So then it's the surface area is the lateral area plus 2 times the area of the bases, which makes sense because after we've found the area of the lateral faces, all we're missing is the base. And since we have 2 bases, we find the area of 1 and multiply it by 2 because we have 2. Now let's try using the surface area formulas to find the surface area of the triangular prism. So remember that our formula is P times H, where P is the perimeter of the base. And so as you see here, our base is our triangle, and the perimeter of the triangle is 5 plus 6 plus 5, as we see here in our equation. 5 plus 5 plus 6 gives us 16. And so now we multiply 16 times our height, which is 12. I know what you might be thinking. Why isn't 4 our height? But it's not our height because it's actually part of the base. Imagine flipping this prism over like this. Now you can see that our height is right here, and that's what's 12. The 4 is this part right here on our base. So now we do 16 times 12, which is 192. Now we can find our surface area by adding the lateral area to the area of the 2 bases. And since our base is a triangle, we have to use the formula for the area of a triangle. And as we know, the formula for the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So we have 1/2 times our base, which is 6, times our height, which is 4. And that gives us 192 plus 24, which gives us a total of 216. So the surface area of the triangular prism is 216 centimeters squared. Now let's talk about the surface area of cylinders. If you cut the label from a soup can, you can see that the label is rectangle. So the height of the rectangle is the height of the can, and the base length of the rectangle is the circumference of the can. So to find the surface area, we find the lateral area, which is 2 pi rh, and then we have to find the area of the base. So when you put these together, your formula for the surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi rh for the lateral area plus 2 pi r squared, because remember we have 2 bases. Let's find the surface area of this can. So first we have to find the lateral area, which we find, remember, by doing 2 pi rh. So when we plug in our values, we have 2 and then pi. Our radius is 3.5 and our height is 11.5. When we multiply all of those together, we get 253. For our step 2, we have to find the area of the bases, which we find by doing 2 times pi r squared. Because remember, the area of a circle is pi r squared, and we have 2 of them, for the top base and the bottom base. So we have 2 times pi times the radius, which is 3.5, squared, and this equals 77. And then we just put them all together. So we have the surface area is equal to the lateral area plus the bases, which is 253 plus 77, which totals to 330 centimeters squared. Try these problems on your own and we'll go over them tomorrow. You got this!